Well, good morning. Today is Wednesday, March 12th. We're still in the Lesson Quarterly, God's Love and Justice, for a couple more weeks. Today's lesson is entitled Christ's Parable of the Vineyard. In the parable of the vineyard owner, Matthew 21, Jesus picks up where Isaiah 5 left off, shedding additional light on the character and actions of the vineyard owner on behalf of his vineyard. Read Matthew 21, 33 to 39. Hear another parable. There was a certain landowner who planted a vineyard and set a hedge around it, dug a winepress in it, and built a tower, and he leased it to vinedressers, and went into a far country. Now when vintage time drew near, he sent his servants to the vinedressers, that they might receive its fruit. And the vinedressers took his servants, beat one, killed one, and stoned another. Again he sent other servants, more than the first, and they did likewise to them. Then last of all he sent his son to them, saying, They will respect my son. But when the vinedressers saw the son, they said amongst themselves, This is the heir. Come, let's kill him, and seize the inheritance. So they took him and cast him out of the vineyard and killed him. That was very nice. Let's see. And this is with particularity the question of Isaiah 5:4 in mind. Alright, so let's read 5:4 again. Isaiah 5:4. What more could have been done to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Why then would I expect it to bring forth good grapes? Did it bring forth wild grapes? What more could he do than what he had done? Nothing. The first part of Christ's parable quotes directly from the song of Isaiah 5 about the vineyard owner and his vineyard. Then Jesus adds the vine owner leased his vineyard to vinedressers and went into a far country. Yet when the vineyard owner twice sent his servants, the prophets, to collect the produce, those renting his vineyard beat and killed his servants. Finally he sent his son, Jesus, saying, They will respect my son. But they murdered his son too, saying, This is the heir. Come, let us kill him and seize the inheritance. So they took him and cast him out of the vineyard and killed him. What more could he do? The Father loved us so much that he gave his beloved Son, John 3:16. If the cosmic conflict is of the kind suggested here, it could not be settled prematurely by the exercise of divine power, but required first a public demonstration of God's character. This demonstration has been set forth ultimately in the work of Christ. What more could we ask than that God in Christ gives himself to die for us so that he might justify us without any way compromising his justice and perfect love? Yeah. The cross event demonstrates that God has done everything that could be done to mitigate and eliminate evil, but without destroying the context for the flourishing of genuine love. If there had been any preferable avenue available to God, would he not have chosen it? While people suffer greatly in this cosmic conflict, God himself suffers most of all. When we look at the cross, we can, indeed, see what suffering and pain sin has brought to God himself. Yet so sacred was the freedom inherent in love that Christ was willing to endure this on our behalf. Read Isaiah. Oh, goodness. Read Isaiah. Now I gotta go back to Isaiah. 53:4. I didn't see this one before. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. Whose griefs and sorrows did Christ bear on the cross? Bear on the cross. All of ours. What should this tell us about all that God has done for us and what salvation has cost him. Yeah, I mean, if anyone has lost a loved one, primarily a child, you have a much better idea of what God went through. I mean, he wasn't just like, well, maybe I'll just do this. You know, that was the last ditch effort. That was, you know, it wasn't something that he just thought of off the top of his head. You know what? I think this might be a good idea. Let's try this. This will be fun. No, that was suffering, pure suffering involved in that. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.